we want to grab this code and we want to populate it into a file format that UiPath can use. I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna minimize this. I'm gonna minimize this also. And we're gonna go ahead and open up a text file. I already have this one called VBA4, and I'm just gonna go ahead and overwrite this. I'm gonna overwrite that and just go ahead and paste this new code that we just came up with. I have to remove the information for subcaller. You can't have that because we don't need it here. So I remove subcaller. If you want me to show you how I just did that, subcaller needs to go. We don't want this. We don't want to have that in there. All we need is the function on down. So let's save that. I hope that makes sense. Okay. So as I save it, I want to show you guys something here. As I save it, I have options. So when I save this file, I can save it as a .txt, which is what I save most of mine as, or I can save it as a .visual basic .net file, a VB. So you can do that if you want to, but I'm gonna save it as .txt because it makes my life simple for now. And I have my encoding set to UTF-8. I think that's important when it comes to trying to use different code editors. So keep that in mind. UTF-8. If yours is any different, you might have problems. So I'm saving it there. Yes. So that's saved. Okay. Now that we're done with that, let's go to UiPath and let's get things set up so we can get this process completed. All right. Here in UiPath, I have this templated Excel process scope set to default everything with, you don't need this timeout, but it's just there for, for testing I was doing. So everything's set to default. Then I have a use application, a use Excel process right here. And in that I have it just get in the path. Here's that code. Get in the path and I'm combining the default current directory with the actual file name for the Excel document I'm going to be using, text.xlsx. You don't have to do that. You could if you want, but you don't have to do that. Okay, the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm leaving this as default. I have a template here for when I was working with things, but here's the heart. Invoke VBA activity here is what we're gonna go ahead and try to set up. So right off the bat, target workbook, Excel, very explanatory. We're just using the same information that's been in the reference right here. The next thing, we're gonna call the file where we save the so this argument is going to be the file where we save the code. I saved this in number 4, right? So VBA4.txt. This is where we save the code that we're going to run. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Okay, and then the entry method is going to be the name of the function that you're going to call. So let's go ahead and open up our file right here so you can see what we call it. So right here, bring vargiver in, which we already have it populated, and we're going to put in double quotations as a name. So vargiver, and then the output, I have a string variable called vargiver also. This is not necessary. You can call it whatever you want, but in this case, my output's a string. If you set it as an object, you can just set it as an object and just convert it to whatever you need it to. And then my input data type is going to be the name of the sheet name that I want to invoke this process on. So once that's done, then you should be good to run. Remember, this is just a string because that's what I put the input as. Okay. So let's go ahead and. So in this section, we're rendering the code so that we can get it to process, and as you can see, it's processing. It was already at process, so we didn't get to see that part, and it's gonna fail at first. See, yeah, we got the failure there. Okay, so now we're gonna have to troubleshoot what was wrong. In this situation, it turns out that the Excel document was really open, That's what caused the failure, and you're going to see that right here. I'm closing the Excel document, and I'm doing a little bit of troubleshoot, just making sure everything's good to go. And everything looks good according to everything as far as, checking out for bugs and stuff. So the code looks good. So we're just clearing everything out, and we're going to just go ahead and just rerun this right now. Reset the process. That's what I just did there. I'm going to reset the process. I'm going to rerun it. I didn't see anything that stood out to me. See, I'm checking right here. See, I don't really see anything that's standing out to me right about now. So yeah, I'm going to rerun it here. And what you're going to see is that it's going to process. And what the main problem was the fact that the Excel document was open and it caused it not to work. But you can see we got it to run, and if you look in the left corner, we got the output that we wanted. We have process successfully ran, and that's what we was looking for. We got that information from Excel inside of the code. So according to that, that means that everything worked the way how we needed to. So if you follow these steps, you're gonna get the output that you want, and whatever error messages or success message you put in there is gonna be spit out. And that should be everything. If you guys have any questions, any follow-ups, let me know. And this was my first one, so bear with me on the video as I get better, but I think it does a job in explaining what we're looking for. So like I said, have a good day, and if you have any questions, let me know. All right, bye.